I've used this offer framework to grow 3 different businesses past 20,000 a month, and I want to show you how to make your offer more valuable so you can sign a lot more clients. So I used it first for a credit coaching offer in which we help people qualify for 0% funding to scale their business. We then used it for a Forex trading service in which we help people get prop firm accounts so they have more money to trade with so they can make more money. And now we're doing it for our business coaching offer in which we help you build out a content marketing system so you can attract and sign a lot more high-ticket coaching clients. So now we'll go over how to talk about your offer so it seems more valuable, what to include in your offer so it actually is more valuable, and what to do now so you can sign more prospects and sign more deals inside of your business. So the goal is to increase the reality of your offer actually being more valuable. And if we can also increase the perception from your audience of them thinking it is more valuable, we can make a lot more money. So what will follow is the value equation from Alex Hormozi. So basically we want to increase the dream outcome, the big promise we have. We want to increase the perceived likelihood that they'll actually get the result. We want to decrease the time it'll take for them to get there and decrease the effort and sacrifice it'll take on their part. So basically every single time your prospect hears about your offer, they actually go through this mental framework. They think about what is the big promise, right? The dream outcome. How likely will it actually happen? Likelihood, time, how long will it take? Time and effort. What is required of me? So ideally, we want to address all these questions inside of our marketing, inside of our offer, inside of our pitch before we go for the big ask. And if we do, it'll make it a lot more likely for us to get the sale. So this is assuming that we already know who our avatar is. So it's very important that we know who are we actually trying to sign up inside of our program, because if we do understand this, we know exactly what their challenges are and what their dream outcome is so that we can actually formulate everything else. So very important that we actually understand who our avatar is. And if you're not entirely sure, I would think back to the clients that you have already worked with. Who are your favorite clients that got the best results, that were the easiest to work with, that you actually enjoyed working with? You could focus on that. If you don't have a whole lot of clients yet, you could also think about the market itself. So you want the market to be growing, you want there to be a pain, and you want them to be easily targeted. Okay, so a growing market, for example, a bad example here would be newspapers. So if you're looking to grow a business that sells B2B to the newspaper industry, well, you could be very, very good in business, but this industry as a whole is declining. So you only have so much potential inside this industry. So that would be a poor choice. But another option might be baby boomers, for example. There's more and more people retiring, more and more old people in general in the country. So if you targeted boomers, for example, this is a growing market. Pain. You want your audience and your target audience to actually be massively in pain, because if people don't have that much of a need, they don't buy. So you want them to basically have some kind of an issue that we can easily help them with. And finally, you want to ideally have some kind of an easy target. So what is someone that you can easily speak to? So for example, this might be overweight single moms. Overweight single moms, right? If your market was this specific, it'd be very, very easy for you to speak to them overall in your marketing, in your pitch, in your offer, right? So if you're not entirely sure who your avatar is, think through this framework right here. Try to find a growing market that's in massive pain, that's easily targeted, and that has the buying potential, buying power. So if someone is broke, for example, or you try to target unemployed people and help them find a job, well, they're unemployed, right? Naturally, they don't have that much money. So this is a poor market choice, for example. Another one might be, for example, growing business owners that want to hit the next level, right? Growing biz owners. So this would be a good market. So try to think through this and try to find your perfect avatar. And something that's important as we go through the entire offer framework here is that people buy to get a deal. People buy to get a deal. So basically, we want the value of our offer to be greater than the cost. And that's why Black Friday is one of the busiest and highest transaction dates throughout the entire year, because people believe they're getting a deal. So people go out and they buy. They'll go out to the stores and fight people to get a TV, right? So what we want to do throughout this entire training is going to be increase the value as much as possible, so we can also increase the price that we sell it for. Because if your goal, for example, is to hit, let's say, $30K a month, and right now you only have so much value that you can only charge $3,000 for it, well, it's going to take us 10 people to get there, right? But if we were to increase the value of our offer and we provide so much that it's worth it for our clients to charge maybe $10,000, but they're getting so much value that it's still worth it for them. That's the goal. We want to make it still very, very valuable, but now it only takes us 3 people, right? So that's the goal here. We can get to our goals a lot faster. We can make a lot more money without having to go crazy, right? So that's the overall goal here. We want to increase the value as much as possible through the actual value of the program, but also the value perception that people think when they think about our offer. So let's get started here. So the dream outcome, that's the first part of the value equation. So how do we increase the dream outcome? So that's the big promise. What are we helping people with? So it's very important that when we think about the dream promise, that we think about our avatar and what they actually care about. So a lot of people, they tend to focus on the nuances of the details, right? So for example, if you're a fitness coach, well, you help people lose weight naturally, but people don't really care about decreasing the numbers on the scale, right? They're not trying to just lose weight. They want to look and feel better. They want to attract a better partner or even get in a relationship. They want to feel more confidence. These are the big promises that people really care about, which makes your offer more valuable. If you're a credit repair offer, people don't care about just increasing their credit score. It's what that credit score does for them. It allows them to buy their dream home, save on interest, right? So it's not just about increasing the credit score, it's about what it allows them to do. For a funding company, for example, it's not just about having new credit lines, right? They actually want to use it to grow their business. They have the money to scale. If you're a business coach, if you're a business coach helping people make more money in their business, they want to make more money, but what is that money for? They want to feel safe. They want to have a fun lifestyle. They want to have and provide an impact. They want to take care of their family, right? These are the things we want to talk about when it comes to our dream outcome. The things that people really care about, which if we focus on this, already makes the value seem much more important, right? So the dream outcome. Next, we have the perceived likelihood of achievement. So people will pay for a higher likelihood of results, right? So let's say, for example, you need a heart surgery. You need a heart surgery, and you have 2 options. You have one surgeon that has worked with over 1,000 plus clients, and the other one, you're actually his first client, right? What likelihood seems to be more in favor, right? So do you believe you would have a more higher chance of getting a great result with this doctor or this surgeon right here or this one? Well, most likely this one, right? Because he's done it 1,000 times already. So in this case, although you're going to be in the operating room for about the same amount of time, although you're doing the same procedure, you have the same dream outcome, this one has a much higher perceived likelihood of actually getting you the result that you want, so you'd probably pay a lot more money for it, right? Versus this person right here, you'd actually probably ask them to pay you to be the first client. So people pay for the guarantee of getting results. So that's what we want to do here. So how do we increase the perceived likelihood of them actually getting results? Well, we can do that through you and what you include in your offer. So for you, for example, this would be just making you seem more credible. So you can do this with social proof, which might be your own, yours, or clients. You can do this with accolades. So for example, if you have industry certifications, accolades. If you have certifications that are relevant, for example, if you're a nutrition coach and you have all these different certifications, that might make you seem more credible. You can also have different news outlets. If you've been published, for example, you can have hard and soft flex. So if you're a business coach and you happen to travel a lot, you have nice things, people care about that. So that's just basically showing off a little bit, right? But doing so in the right way. But all of these basically allow you to seem more credible and you know what you're doing and seem that you can probably do it for them. In your offer, so what do we include in the offer? So basically, we'll go over the entire build out of the offer itself, but people have perceived limiting beliefs and challenges for them getting to their overall goal, right? So for a credit repair coach, credit repair, we need to remove late payments, we need to remove inquiries, we need to remove bankruptcies, we need to remove anything related to all items that would bring them down, right? And you have to add new accounts. But every single time here, basically, if someone were to think about fixing their credit and having a perfect score, they're going to think about, well, late payments are pretty hard to remove, right? Inquiries are also hard to move. Bankruptcies, new accounts. They're going to have all these different challenges and limiting beliefs about every single item. If you're a business coach, it might be attracting leads, nurturing leads, converting leads. If you're a fitness coach, it might be the diet, working out, staying consistent, the mindset. So all the different pillars of them getting the result, they're going to have limiting beliefs and challenges about that. So basically, when we package our offer, which we will talk about very soon, we want to basically address every single one of these. And if we miss just one, that could be something that prevents us from getting the sale. So very important that we package our offer correctly to address all these concerns. Next is going to be the time to results. So it's no secret that fast beats free. It's the same reason that you'll pay Uber to drive you somewhere versus walking there for free. You want results and you want them now. So there's two different ways to increase the value inside of here. So in this case, if we increase the value, we do so by decreasing time. And there's two things we want to expedite. Number one is going to be the overall goal, obviously. So we want to get them to their overall result as fast as possible, which makes it more valuable. Imagine if you were a fitness coach helping people get a six-pack abs, and all they had to do was click a button and they instantly were ripped, right? What would be the perceived value of that program? Infinite, right? So right here, we want to make this as fast as possible. So what are the resources we have to provide, or what's the support we have to give them to help this get faster? Number two is going to be quick wins. So this is really important when someone first joins your program for them to get some kind of a win, because if they do, they'll feel a lot more engaged. They'll feel like they're on the right track, which will get them more excited about following you, and also they'll follow your instructions a lot better. So they'll be a better client, basically. So if we can get them fast wins inside of your program, they'll be a lot more engaged, they'll be a lot more reassured about the process, which will get them more excited so they can follow. So just having the right resources available to allow them to have this result and have this experience inside of your program will make it a lot more valuable. So that's why a lot of different people, they promise faster results, and this again makes it more valuable. And finally, we have effort and sacrifice. So in this case, we want people to feel like it's going to be a lot easier for them to get the result by working with you versus doing it on their own. People want results, but they don't want to work that hard for it. It's just the obvious truth. So here, we want to basically make it a smooth process. But in this case, a lot of people, they talk about having more video trainings And that's great and all, but there's already so much free information out there. People obviously don't need more information. They need more ready resources. That's what I call the easy to use resources that are inside of your program. So these can be templates, plug and play. It might be a GPT assistant, like an AI. It might be some kind of a tool. It might be like a spreadsheet. But basically anything that you put work in up front that they can just come in and use right away to get results. So these are a lot higher value than just having additional trainings, because they will get the result a lot easier. And people, again, want to have the result without having to work so hard for it. So if we can decrease how much effort and sacrifice they have to put into getting the result, going through your program, this will drastically increase the value of your program itself. So emphasizing these and really talking about them when we pitch our offer, when we include different resources, this will make it a lot more valuable. So that's how we increase the value for effort and sacrifice, by decreasing the effort and sacrifice. We increase the value by decreasing the time and effort, or the time it'll take to get the overall goal, but also the fast wins. We increase the value by increasing the perceived likelihood that they will get results. And we increase the value by increasing the dream outcome, by having that big promise that they actually care about. So now we'll go about how do we actually construct your offer so it is more valuable. So whenever we think about our dream avatar, again, we have to be very specific about this avatar. They're on their path right now towards their goal, but they're going through challenges, right? Right now they're at step number 1, but they want to get to their dream. They want to get to the big dream, but right now there's a gap. There's a gap for them to get there. So we want to basically present ourselves as a solution to overcome that gap so they can get to their dream outcome. But it's very important that we talk about the right things. So for example, most of your clients will probably not be at step 0, right? So for example, if you're a fitness coach that helps people prepare for fitness competitions, but your offer is all about how to use the gym equipment, how to follow the macros, right? Well, if your offer is all about providing resources for this, your dream avatar doesn't care about that, because they're already advanced enough to master these concepts, and they need help for maybe going through the advanced fat burning. How do we go from 10% body fat down to 6% body fat? How do we apply to actually get into the competition? How do we pose and present once we're there, right? This is a program that is actually relevant for what they're looking for. So if your program is about this stuff, again, not very valuable. They're not going to be wanting to actually sign up, right? You're going to have the wrong avatar being attracted to your offer. Instead, we need to think again about our dream avatar. Where are they currently at? What are their current challenges? What do they wake up worried about, stressed about? What keeps them up at night, right? These are going to be the tools that we want to focus on, but also what's the big dream outcome? Again, focusing on what they actually care about. So the path to success is basically going to encompass thinking about where they're at right now, A, getting to B, and for them to get there's going to be certain milestones for them to accomplish, right? So this is one example right here with for example, advanced fat burning and getting them just ready, competition shape, and then also applying for the competition. And once they get in the competition, posing and getting ready, right? So when you go and work with your client, there's most likely some big milestones that need to happen. So if we think back to the credit repair coach or business funding coach, we first need to fix credit, prepare LLC, and then apply, right? So these are the big milestones. And again, your prospects are going to have limiting beliefs and challenges through every single one here. So what we need to do now is, as we construct our offer, is provide solutions to every possible roadblock, right? Every single time that they will have this big milestone come up, we need to have everything already thought of in advance so that they have a higher perceived likelihood of actually getting the result. So very important that as we think through our program, as we think through our client journey, we think of every single thing they would need to get the result. Because ideally, if you get your clients great results, you'll have better word of mouth, you have more retention, and you make more money, right? So how do we think about this? So once we understand what it takes for them to go from point A to point B, we understand the overall milestones that it will take for them to get there. We need to then deconstruct every single milestone and think of every single way of how we can accomplish that goal. So for example, if we think about, let's say, fixing the credits, this is milestone number 1. We have to fix their credit as they get started. Well, how can we fix their credit? And now we need to think about every possible way of providing the solution. So again, we're going over how to construct the best offer possible that actually is highest value. So for example, for milestone number 1, fixing credit, we could have a done for you credit repair. We can have a credit repair course. We could provide them with a credit repair specialist, someone that's trained that they can put inside their business or their life, specialist. We could also provide one-on-one support. We could provide group coaching calls. But these are all different ways for us to accomplish the first milestone, right? And ideally throughout every single milestone there will be different aspects to it and different things to accomplish this overall goal. So certain things we might provide to fix the inquiries, fix the late payments, bankruptcies, what have you. And as we build this out, we need to think about the value equation, because every single milestone is going to have these big questions inside. So what can we do to make it faster for them? What can we do to make it lower effort for them? What can we do to make it seem higher likelihood with those ready resources? What can we do to have the overall promise of them thinking that it'll actually work, right? So by doing this, we can think through every single milestone with those questions in mind. So how can we make this a faster process, right? So maybe a credit repair done for you or a credit repair specialist, and then having the higher likelihood of achievement, having some kind of support, right? But basically, if we think of every milestone through these questions, now we can have a huge list. And the goal here is to just brainwash or brainstorm, right? We just have to brainstorm of every single thing for milestone number 1. We'll do it for milestone number 3. And once we have the brainstorming session here of every single possible way we can accomplish everything that needs to happen inside of each milestone, because again, if we miss just one thing, one perceived challenge that someone would have inside of our program and we don't address that, that could be a reason for us to miss the sale. So we need to have everything listed out. And once we do this, we're going to go over the next step here, which is thinking through the value stack. So what we'll do basically is we're going to rank everything. So done for you credit repair, we're going to rank everything based on it being high value, low value, easy to deliver, hard to deliver. So that's the next step here. So now credit repair, we'll say this is probably going to be high value, but hard to scale, hard to deliver. Credit repair course, most likely high value and easy to deliver. I just set it up once and they can use it infinitely for moving forward. Credit repair specialists, this might not be super high value because they have to manage the person, they don't really know how to work with the person, so this will probably be low value and probably hard to deliver as well. One-on-one support, probably high value but also hard to deliver, hard to scale. Group coaching calls, high value, easy to deliver. So the next step, now that we understand the high value, low value, easy and hard to deliver, we want to next eliminate all the low value. So we'll eliminate this one right here. And then all we'll have left is all the high value solutions to every single challenge our prospect might run into. And we'll have either the hard to deliver or easy to deliver. So what I like to do is focus on all the easy to delivers. Focus on these because these are going to be the easiest to scale our business as we get a lot more clients here through this offer framework. But it is also very attractive to have some high value, hard to deliver if it's very, very high value and it really helps you stand out. So for every single milestone, we're going to have a couple different easy to delivers, but also potentially 1 or 2 hard to delivers, right? So this will allow us to have certain things that really stand out inside of our program, which make it a lot more attractive compared to other programs, right? So for example, right now in our service, we're going to write you and help you create one new ad campaign every single month, right? So I'm actually having to be the one to think about these creatives. I'm helping you with the targeting, how to set them up, how to attract the right people. And so this is a hard to deliver, but I'm hoping that it's very, very high value, because people will have the best ad campaign possible for them to attract the right people inside of their business, right? So that's one way for you to provide that. But if you were a fitness coach, one really high value, hard to deliver might be, for example, going grocery shopping with them one time and show them what to think about, right? But having certain high value, very high value, and potentially hard to deliver will help you stand out, so you have a very unique program. That's how we build out our program, right? We have different milestones. We try to think of every single way to provide these solutions. We then rank them with our ranking system right here, and then we eliminate all the low value solutions. We focus on the easy to deliver, but we also include some hard to deliver that are very high value. So that's basically the value stacking. But overall, by going through everything we've talked about, we want to create an offer that's basically, it's so good, people will feel stupid saying no. We've already gone through how to talk about your offer by increasing the dream outcome, by increasing the perceived likelihood of success, by decreasing the time to result, by decreasing the perceived effort and sacrifice. We constructed your offer to include all the highest value services that will allow them to get the result inside of your program. And now let's talk about how do we actually get them to buy, right? So people, again, want to get a deal. They want to have something that is going to be higher value than the costs, but people also want a reason to buy, right? Because if they can sit on the fence and not make a decision, they probably won't. And that's why Black Friday, for example, uses a lot of different psychological triggers to get people off the fence to buy right now. So there's a couple of different ways we can do that. Number one is with urgency. So urgency allows us to basically push people off the fence and get them in our program right now. So there are 4 different ways to create urgency. The first one is by having and using cohorts. So basically you're going to open and close enrollment inside your program. So whenever you're open, you can let people in, and whenever you're closed, people join a wait list. So this really increases the perceived value of your program, because people can't always get in, right? So you build up and stack up this demand, and whenever you're able to open back up, you're able to squeeze and extract some of that demand. So for example, this is also some of the reason why Supreme, that clothing company, really blew up so fast, because we were having these drops, right? You could get this clothing only one time ever, and it was only available for 2 hours or whatever. So by using the cohort, you can open and close enrollment inside of your program, and this will make it a lot more likely for someone to want to join now, because if they don't join now, for example, they'll have to wait until the next time you open up, and this will really push them over the fence. So this can work for just in general open and close enrollment. You can also have it if you had a certain amount of clients you wanted to work with. So if you had a really hands-on one-on-one coaching program and you prefer to work with just 10 clients at a time in general, if someone drops off and you go down to 9, well, now you can open back up. And so everyone that's been waiting will now have a chance to join, because you're capped, right? So this limited supply allows you to really increase the overall value of your program. And so this is one way to do it, with the cohort urgency, by having open and closed enrollment. The second way here is with seasonal urgency. So for example, if you have certain promos that relate to Christmas, Valentine's, to 4th of July, any of those, right? So you have a certain promo that's only going to be valid until the 25th of December, right? And after the 25th of December, they don't get whatever bonus, they don't get certain opportunities inside of your program to join. So this is just one way to get people off the fence. You gotta join now if you want to get extra value, for example. The next one here is going to be the exploding opportunity. Exploding opportunity. So this is if you present your offer as a way to capture an opportunity that exists in the marketplace right now that won't exist forever. So for example, a big one right now is crypto. right? So we're just now getting started on a next crypto bull run, and so a lot of crypto guys are coming out of the woodworks, and their big pitch is the fact that this bull run is only going to last for the next year or what have you. So this is their big pitch, is the fact that it's an exploding opportunity that's not going to last forever. Some business coaches, they talk about a new funnel system, for example, that is eventually going to get saturated, and so if you want to learn and take advantage of it, you have to join now, right? So these are exploding opportunities that allow you to seem more valuable because you're taking advantage of something that isn't going to last forever, so people have to jump in. And finally, you can just use certain pricing or bonus incentives and kind of tie these in with the other ones, but basically you have a certain offer pricing or that you provide that's very limited, right? If you want to take advantage of my offer pricing until Christmas, I'm going to give you weekly payment plans instead of monthly payment plans. I'll give you $1,000 off my coaching offer if you join before Christmas, for example, right? So offer pricing or bonus, I'm going to provide you one extra one-on-one call every single week. I'll provide you with an entire new training that we used to sell thousands of dollars for. I'll include it for free, right? So you can include certain bonuses and certain type of pricing incentives by potentially tying them in with either seasonal cohorts or what have you, or the scarcity we'll talk about. And this allows you, again, to get them off the fence to join now. So that's it for the urgency factor right there. By using these, you can use them different ways, but this allows you to, again, get them off the fence and buy now. Next, we have scarcity. So scarcity is all about trying to decrease the supply to increase the demand. So same thing why Louis Vuitton, buy all these really expensive clothing lines, all these expensive jewelries, Rolex, for example. Rolex is so expensive because you can't even go out and buy one right now. So it's very limited supply, which makes the perceived value seem so much higher. So in this case, we can increase the value of our program by decreasing the supply of it. Okay, so to create scarcity, we have 3 different ways to do this. Number 1 is going to be our total business cap. Total business cap. So it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, but for example, if your total capacity in your business in general, if you're a marketing agency, for example, you can only have so many clients in general, so tell people about that. If your max is 20, well now, whenever someone leaves and you go down to 19, now a spot's going to open up. So this allows you to constantly maintain a demand for your offer and create that wait list, and whenever a spot opens up, people want to join. Because in general, people have a higher fear of loss than a higher attraction for gain. If you were to find $100 in your pocket or on the street, you'll be a little less excited than if you had $100 in your pocket and you lost it, right? So people have a higher fear for loss. So basically in this case, throughout scarcity, I'm going to show you how to increase that fear factor, basically, so that they really have a fear of missing out. So we have the total business cap is one way to do it. So if you ever have a spot open up, now people can join. The second one here is going to be a total growth cap. If, for example, we were to provide you with 1,000 clients tomorrow, could you realistically take them on? Probably not, right? So what's the true number of a reasonable growth factor that you could actually employ in your business, and you can speak about that? So for example, if every single week you can realistically only take on and onboard 5 new clients every single week, well, this might be your cap, right? 5 per week. And now you can talk about that inside of your marketing and push for it. Ideally, whenever you think about this potential one right here or the next one, you want to have an ask that's lower than what you think will actually sign up for. So for example, if you think you have enough demand to really sign up maybe 2 people, you want to really potentially only open up 1 spot. If you think you can open up or assign 5 people, open up 3 spots. If you do this, you're always going to have extra demand for your offer, so you can always have the opportunity to sign more clients. This is a lot better than, for example, you open up 5 spots and you only sign 2 people, right? So now you're not going to have as much demand. All the people that wanted to sign up, they already basically had that opportunity, but you have no extra demand on the outside. So in this case, if you have this type of focus in which you only give so much, you're going to be increasing the demand every single time you open back up. But if you always capture all the demand out of your audience, over time, your demand is going to decrease. So number 2 is total growth cap, limiting how many people you can sign up, for example, per week, per month, and articulating that. And the final one here is, again, the cohort. So this would be the urgency and scarcity. So for example, I only take on clients once a month for 3 days, and we can only take on 5 people, right? So in this case, we're going to use the urgency factor, urgency, and scarcity. So this works really well for your highest ticket offers and for just more one-on-one support, but this works really well for, again, using that psychology to get people in your program. But overall, some of the highest value scarcity is going to be really hands-on work, and this has intrinsic scarcity because you only have so much time available, right? So this allows you to really charge most money right there and have that scarcity factor basically built in. But by using the total business cap, by having a total growth cap, or by having a cohort rolling open and closed program, this allows you to create more scarcity for your offer, limit the supply so you increase the demand. And finally here we have bonuses. So basically, if we were to think back to the overall structure of your program, if we go back to your prospect is here and they're trying to get to here, there's a gap, we have certain milestones. What you can do for your bonuses is, for example, think about parallel solutions that your prospect is looking for. So for example, if you're a fitness coach, a lot of your prospects are going to care about the relationship, right? They want to get a wife, they want to get a better girlfriend, they want to attract the perfect boyfriend. So with this, you could create some kind of a bonus that has the get back in the game training, right? So this would be really attractive for them because they actually care about this, right? If you were to do some kind of a credit offer, you might have some kind of a travel hacking, using how to use your points or how to use your credit card perks to travel for free, right? So this isn't exactly inside of the main client journey, but these are going to be related to what they're trying to accomplish or some extra benefits that they could take advantage of by using the overall main service right here. Something else you could do is, for example, think about the next steps and having some type of bonuses that relate to that as well. So for example, if you're a business growth coach, you could have your main solution helping them get more clients, and then some kind of a bonus would be helping them have a better client experience or systemizing their business. So these would be bonuses that they would care about, and having that as a next step and having them believe that they could really benefit from this just by first accomplishing their goal, then eventually having this as a added perk, right? But ideally, you want these to be so valuable that in itself, they get as much value as buying the main program. And you could do this by, for example, if you were to for example, have the travel hacking. Well, if someone were to go and learn the travel hacking aspect, they probably have to pay $4,000 to hire some other coach, to buy some other coaching program. Well, if you include this in here already, this is already a huge value. If you were to have some kind of a dating coach, it'd probably be $6,000 to $8,000, and I'm not really sure, but I'm assuming that's probably the cost. And that is going to be something that you can provide as a bonus, and then talk about how much money they would save, right? But bonuses allow you to get people off the fence, especially if you tie them in with scarcity, right? If you join during this specific cohort, you'll get access to these bonuses. If you sign up before Christmas, you'll have access to our Get Back in the Game training, right? By doing this, now you're going to drastically increase the likelihood of someone signing up right now. So overall, what we've done is we've increased the perceived value of your program by focusing on increasing the dream outcome, by increasing the perceived likelihood, by decreasing the time it'll take and decreasing the effort and sacrifice. We've increased the actual value by stacking the highest value solutions to their problems and providing a couple hard to deliver solutions to really help you stand out and make a great program. And then we've talked about what you can do now to sign clients by increasing the different factors of value through the bonuses, scarcity, and the urgency factors as well. By putting this all together, you're gonna have a very much higher likelihood of attracting a lot more demand to your offer and signing a lot more deals. So hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, be sure to comment down below. And if you want some help shaping out your offer, we have a worksheet that's available for you. You can DM me on Instagram the word offer worksheet and I'll send it over. Otherwise, if you want some help growing your business and scaling to the next level, be sure to check out the pinned video on my channel. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.